Hi folks, how you doing? Welcome back to the compost reviews. Right, let's get cracking, shall we? If you watched the last 3 videos, you know that we've tried 3 composts and we left them out for a 24-hour moisture check. We want to see how well they retain moisture. Now, looking at them here, 2 of them look all right, but I'll flip that camera around. You can have a look for yourself. One of them though looks like none of the moisture's left. Anyway, let's have a look. So there we have it, folks. As you can see, this one is the Westlands one. Now the moisture in there is not too bad. Look at that. To be fair, it's just after 24 hours. It's probably more like 36 hours. And that's not too bad. It's 18 degrees here in Telford today. I know, absolutely crazy considering it's February, but it's 18 degrees. This has been in here all morning and it's fine. Now this one, which was the home base multi-purpose compost, that's pretty wet underneath. It's starting to dry out on top, but that's not too bad. The moisture in there is fine. It's fine. There's definitely an improvement, I'd say, on some of the peat-free composts I've seen over the years. I was expecting this one to dry out very quick because of the sand content. And it hasn't, actually. It hasn't, but it's not the best, is it? It really isn't. Now this stuff, the Supergrow Organic, the absolute stinky, horrible stuff. But look at that. Look at that. That is still sopping wet. So you're going to get all kinds of problems with that if you put seeds in there and certain types of plants, because they're just going to rot off. Too wet. Ugh, my gloves now stink. Ugh. Yuck, horrible stuff. Horrible stuff. So don't buy that. That's not... I'm not saying I recommend any of these composts. But as moisture goes, I can't fault those two. Can't fault the home base one for moisture. I think it's just about passable. You know, it's an old school GCSE D+ passable. You're going to get into college with it, but they're going to make you resit. A bit of old strimmer blade there. Look. There you go. This one, it is better. It is better, but again, old school GCSE 6 minus, C minus for that. So yeah, that can have a D+. That can have a C minus. That one there is, as far as I'm concerned, that's ungraded. That's going to summer school and starting again. Right folks, got a few more of these to crack on and do, which I'm going to do now. And yeah, we're just going to go in order. So let's start with the Levington. Yeah, do you know what? My dyslexic brain just read that completely wrong. Levington peat-free multi-purpose compost. Let's crack it open, give it a look. Sorry folks, I was about to make another video and I just moved the box from the Supergrow compost. It was on Supergrow compost was in this tub, and there was a box on top of it, and I've just moved the box. Check this out. See all that? Got all mould growing on it. All mould growing on that compost. And that's the really hot look. You know, look at all these flies. That's the spider, but is that a spider? It is. But there's loads of little flies as well. But yeah, look, mould growing on it. You shouldn't have mould on compost that's just been left. I mean, this is other compost I've got lying around. Look at it, all different sorts, all different types. All in the same conditions in this polytunnel in February in the UK. And it's got mould growing on it. That Supergrow stuff is not right. It really is not right. Anyway, back to the task at hand, reviewing this. left my knife at you. It's shocking. It's going oily now because it's got all wet. Of course I need sharpening. Oh, this doesn't look too bad. Doesn't smell the best though. It's got a strange smell to it. Again, it's got that chemically smell, but it doesn't smell rancid. Oh, they seem to put some perlite in it. That's pretty good. I think it's perlite. Yeah, I'd say that was perlite. Only a little bit though. Mind, could be some grit. This looks alright actually. First inspections. Oh, we've got a tiny bit of something there. Oh, what's this? No, perlite that is. That's alright. Live with that. I think it's perlite, or it's some kind of grit, or yeah, some kind of white grit. Ah, they were doing so well. They were doing so well. And then we got plastic. We got plastic. Just a little bit, mind. But it's still plastic. I know some compost, they actually put a dye in to make it look more black than it is. They could well have done that with this. I don't know. I'm not, you know. But there is a weird type smell to it. A little tiny stone. We can forgive that. We can go there. Right, I'll have a quick sieve. See if we can find anything. Oh, don't put that in there. Look at that. I'm putting contamination. Put that out. Oh no, no, what's that, what's that? Plastic bag, green waste. Get the gloves back on. I used to love putting my hands in peat compost. I used to love it. And then now with the EP4 and with all the green waste in it, it kind of scares me a little bit to put my hands in it without gloves on, because you're not quite sure what you're going to get. There you go, another piece there, look. But as you can see, that doesn't look bad quality. It's holds together all right. There's a lot more organic matter in there. It is quite fibrous though, but it does look a bit woolly maybe. Like there is some wool in there or something. Oh, big, is that a big bit? No, I don't know what that is. I think some kind of white grit. Very white powdery almost. It breaks up nice. I think it possibly is fertilizer they put in there. Some kind of fertilizer. It's a few twigs. See, there's a top dress or a basket container compost. I imagine this will be okay. But they call it multi-purpose. There you go, multi-purpose compost, which to me suggests that if you sieve it, you should be able to put seeds in it and sow seeds in it. So what we'll do is I'm going to sieve this through. Let's have a look at what we've sieved. I don't think that's bad actually. I'm a bit disappointed there's odd bits of plastic in there, sadly. Makes you wonder whether we're ever going to get to the point where there is no plastic in compost because of the state of green waste until people start recycling properly. But sieve through, that's not bad. I reckon I could start seeds in there. You need to find out what it's like after 24, 48 hours, see how well it retains the moisture. But sieved, very little plastic so far. I think that's alright. Oh. Right, let's have a real good dig through. Give it a proper test, shall we? See if we find anything. Bit of green plastic. It's definitely a green waste in it. And but in a weird kind of way, I've got the way it's handling. They've actually put this through a better sieving. Oh, hang on, what we got? Another little tiny bit of plastic. It looks like they've put it through a better grading system. There's a lot less twigs, a lot less stones, there's a lot less sand. Not paying for sand, remember? Paying for compost. You can always add sand later. I think that's not bad compost for peat free. I don't think that's bad at all. Seems to be in here, there's not very many pieces of hard plastic, but there's lots of little pieces of like the film, almost like cling film or plastic bag, but ever so tiny pieces. I'd say they've actually graded this to a pretty decent standard. Well, they have with this bag anyway. The only way to truly tell is to do an actual batch test and go and buy several bags from different stores with different batch numbers. But I would say, considering I'm just one bloke with a couple of quid and a polytunnel, if I bought this at 9 quid a bag, which is what the going price for expensive compost seems to be up in Homebase, I wouldn't be too upset with that, even though it's got some plastic in it. I think it's not too bad. That needs to improve. Yeah, a little bit. It still needs to improve. I want to see no plastic in compost. None whatsoever. All those little bits of litter should be gone. So there we go. The fourth bag, and we've got something reasonably decent. First impressions, that's alright. Got to do a proper test on it. We'll do water retention, then we'll sow some seeds in it in a couple of weeks' time. And we'll see what it's like. But so far, out of the 4 we've tried, that's the best. A couple more to do, but that seems to be alright. This should be the worst I think peat-free compost should be. I think if it's graded properly, you can perhaps forgive the odd bit of plastic. If I put my business head on, if they're using green waste, it's going to be almost impossible to get every bit of plastic out until people start recycling better. And so they've managed to get out the big hard chunks of plastic like we found in the other bags. Some had some really big like chunks in and some big stones, but there's very few twigs in there. There's very few big bits of hard plastic. There's just the occasional bit of shredded bag. Not great, but certainly not the worst. Right folks, water retention test. Move on to the next one. Yeah, first twig, I can forgive that. So yeah, the more of you that watch this video, hopefully the more pennies I make on the ad revenue, and hopefully the more compost I can buy. So please consider liking and subscribing. I'm trying to do my best to get a bit of information out there into the gardening world, so any help, greatly received.